Okay, everyone. So this is going to be about baseball and economics. This is definitely something that is relevant today. So, baseball. Uh, Very complex game, many rules, infield fly, all that stuff. Um, just complex rules. The economy itself is can be very complex, especially if you don't know what uh, if you're not familiar with things such as the M1 money supply or even what stagflation is. All right. So, how do these two relate? Um, well, the economy is made up of voluntary transactions. Baseball, you have guys like Mike Trout getting all these salaries of like $400 million over 10 years or something like that. And and it's important to recognize that, if you have these special skills, you're specialized in a certain field, you're gonna do better. Now, even though you have those special skills, you also need to know how to navigate through this. And it's easier said than done uh, as well. Now, now the guy who's making the league minimum of $600,000 a year, um, that guy, he is out. He he is going to be the first guy to go, and and it's because he didn't keep up his skill set. He didn't practice as much, or he's just overall not skilled in that, and he gets sent down to AAA. That is that's probably the hardest. Um, it's hard to deal with, and understand this. If you're coming up now to just be you know, in the economy you're getting out of school, yeah, you're not going to have much leverage. Rookies in the space of the MLB, yeah, unless they are like hitting 400 right out of AAA, they're ready to go. They are just on the ball. They will just produce every time they're at the plate, and they don't make an error or whatever. Um, you know, with those rare exceptions, most rookies are not going to be the Jacoby Ellsbury. They're not going to be um, the Roger Clemens or Cal Ripkins of the world in their first year. I mean, think about it like this. Um, I mean, what Cal Ripken was, he practiced every day. He showed up every day, and he was just like ready to go. He was the Kobe Bryant of the MLB, um, and he was just ready to go. Now, for a college student, coming out of his first year, coming out of school into his first official year of work at 22, 23 years old, he is, he's just gonna he's probably gonna be living at home because he's gonna have student loan debt. He's probably still gonna be there, especially now. He's probably gonna be there. He's gonna come out of a school, and he's got to pay off the debt. I mean, the rookies still need to prove themselves year after year, and until they prove themselves, until their debt is paid off, and by debt I mean fulfill their time with a contract for a certain team. So, such as, for example, Mookie Betts had to stay in Boston for 3 years and eat a portion of whatever he could have made in LA had he been drafted right then and there. And and you also, and you can pass up on, opportunities. You could miss something that you're really good at, and this is why I would also like to add that don't write anything off immediately. You certainly from a business perspective, don't do that as well. And yeah. Now, Now let's compare the age of these two. Of the average guy getting out of college, getting out of a state university, his home state, and and a 22-year-old coming up from AAA into an MLB franchise. Um, you know, that guy is going to be more wealthy than the average college Joe, and as soon as he signs his first contract in the MLB, he's getting paid a lot, and he can take a girl out on dates, and he doesn't have to worry about debt, and he can buy a nice car, and yes, he can be a fool, even though he shouldn't. Now, who it would be more wealthy over time can be really dependent on who's investing well, who is getting the big contract. Now, let's say you get to make six figures before you're 30. Most people are not going to get there unless they have their own business, or they're just getting clients and everything. They're not going to be able to do that for the most part. Now, let's say hypothetically you are at 25 years old, and you get there to that point. You're at $100,000 a year. Even for a rookie making $600,000, you're not going to have as much. It's harder to catch them, and yet just recognize that you're probably not a Major League Baseball player as well. Now, let's say Mookie Betts plays 20 seasons, or Miguel Cabrera plays another 3 or 21 seasons. There are the rare exceptions of that, and they would have probably had over $100 million a year. Probably over $100 million in their career. They would be making they could be making easily $5 million a year, probably $10 million. They could probably have $200 million made. Now they would probably spend a lot of it and just go off on their adventures, but you still, the point is that the rookies are probably gonna make $600,000. They're gonna piss away the money because most of them are not careful, and most athletes are foolish. I mean, Sean Taylor, the football player, is like in debt millions of dollars, and some of these celebrities too. So your outlook on life should be, how am I gonna? I'm gonna learn every day. I'm gonna read books every day, and I'm gonna keep a nice book by my bedside, such as this. I'm gonna keep a nice book right there, and I'm just gonna kick butt. I'm gonna do everything I can do, and even though you're making, let's say you're making 50 or 60 grand right now, you're someone like me, right? I'm still gonna put some money in Bitcoin. I'm still gonna read about investments and savings and sell old stuff that I have to earn more money on the side, so I can so I can go live my dreams, so I can travel and see my cousin and meet the love of my life eventually. Because, you know, I think most I think the guy who eventually gets to the six figures slowly is going to be more prepared to navigate an economic crisis. And it certainly looks like we're going to be entering that very shortly. I just don't know when we enter it or if we've officially entered it. But it's coming. If it's not here already, it's coming. Um, but and guess what? I will have navigated that better than someone who just gets money and doesn't know, anything about investments and stocks and bonds and just where to put it and just how to be frugal as well. Because they spend everything they get, and that's their mentality, and they do not save and invest the rest. Yeah, so if you keep this mindset of I'm going to work towards my goal, I recognize that it's going to be slow, it's not going to be great, but I'm going to make a difference in terms of just how I have this outlook on life, then I think you are going to win in the long run. And yes, maybe you won't be the next Jeff Bezos or the next Elon Musk or Buffett, but if you can navigate through life and you can create that source of income that will grant you the wealth, power, and influence, and just give you true autonomy, which is you get to do things when you want to, you get to do them with who you want to, when you want to, and for how long you want to, then you've got freedom. And that's something that everyone should pursue in this lifetime, because the way we used to work is going away. And with that being said, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, stay safe, stay great. I'll talk to you then.